Hello everyone. Welcome to edupediaworld.com. This is your video lecturer Vomika Soni, and in the current video lecture we will learn about central nervous system. In my previous video lecture I had already discussed about the structure of neuron, its function, and about the conduction of nerve impulse. In the current video lecture we will deal with the central nervous system. So let's get started with the current video lecture. Central nervous system is a part of nervous system. It coordinates all neural functions. In vertebrates, it contains reflex arcs which provide automatic and rapid responses to the stimuli. It consists of brain and spinal cord. First, we will discuss about brain. Proportionate to the body size, the human brain is the largest in all animals and is the most developed. The brain is protected by cranial bones and meninges. The meninges, which are continuous with the spinal cord, consist of three layers: the outermost dura mater, middle arachnoid, and the innermost pia mater. The space between the inner two layers is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. It serves as a shock-absorbing medium and protects the brain against jerks and jolts. This fluid also supplies the neurons in the brain with respiratory gases and nutrients and removes waste. The cells of the anterior and posterior choroid plexus in the roof of the brain secrete this fluid. The brain weighs approximately 1400 grams. The brain has following divisions: the forebrain, the midbrain, and the hindbrain. We will discuss about these divisions one by one. First of all, we will discuss about the forebrain. It consists of cerebrum and Diaencephalon. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and is divided in right and left halves called cerebral hemispheres. These are connected together by a sheet of nerve fibers called corpus callosum. The wall of the cerebrum has two regions. The outer region is called the cortex and contains cell bodies of the neurons and is thus grayish in color. So it is also called the gray matter. The gray matter is highly convoluted with ridges and grooves. These convolutions increase the surface area and total gray matter. The number of convolutions are believed to be associated with the degree of intelligence. Inner region of cerebrum has white matter, which is composed of axons of the neurons. Cerebrum is the seat of consciousness, thinking, memory, reasoning, perception, and stimulus interpretation. It has both sensory and motor nerves. The different sensory centers are those of sight, reading, hearing, smell, taste, pain, pressure, etc. The motor areas belong to those of speech, movement, locomotion. There are also silent areas which are connected with intellect, memory, imagination, foresight, emotions, moods, etc. The left side of the brain controls right-handedness, spoken and written language, numerical and scientific skills and reasoning, while the right side controls left-handedness, musical and artistic awareness, insight and imagination. Cerebrum is the storehouse of past experiences, which may be recalled during dreams or hypnotization. Now, we will discuss about olfactory lobes. These are pair of small club-shaped solid structure lying on the lower surface of cerebral hemisphere. These are related with the sense of smell. Now we will discuss about Diaencephalon. It lies concealed by the cerebrum. Diaencephalon is distinguishable in two parts: thalamus and hypothalamus. Thalamus is concerned with the relaying sensory impulses, except those of smell, and regulation of smooth muscle activity. Hypothalamus coordinates various autonomic activities of the body, including water balance, control of pituitary gland, body temperature, blood pressure, etc. Diaencephalon has a cavity called the third ventricle. The roof of Diaencephalon possesses an anterior choroid plexus for the formation of cerebrospinal fluid. The inferior surface of Diaencephalon bears optic chiasma and pituitary gland. Now we will discuss about the midbrain. See, the midbrain connects the forebrain to the hindbrain and control muscle toning, modifies some motor activities, and also has reflexes for sight and hearing. The next is hindbrain. It consists of cerebellum and MedullaOblongata. First we will learn about cerebellum. It is very well developed and lies below cerebrum and above the medulla. It consists of three parts, a middle vermis and two lateral hemispheres. The two hemispheres possess numerous furrows but no convolutions. Pons varolii is a bridge of nerve fibers connecting the two lobes of the cerebellum. Transmission of impulses across the bridge ensures a coordination of muscular movements on both sides of the body. It has an outer cortex made of grey matter, while white matter is located centrally. The latter appears like a branching tree. Its fiber tracts are connected with cerebrum and MedullaOblongata. This region is a motor area of the brain concerned with coordinating movements of skeletal muscles. It maintains posture, equilibrium, and muscular toning. Alcohol affects coordination of head, eyes, and limbs. A drunken driver does not have complete control over the vehicle because under the influence of alcohol, cerebellum cannot coordinate muscular movements. Pons transmit impulses from one side of cerebellum to the other, and together with medulla, it controls breathing. Next we will discuss about MedullaOblongata. It is the lowest part of the brain located at the base of the skull. It is conical in outline and continues below with the spinal cord. It has white matter on the outer side and grey matter on the inner side. The roof of the MedullaOblongata contains a choroid plexus where cerebrospinal fluid is formed. Posterior medulla controls the activities of the internal organs. It has reflex centers such as cardiac centers, respiratory center, and vasomotor centers. It also has reflex centers for swallowing, coughing, sneezing, and vomiting. Electroencephalogram (EEG) records the waves of the brain. The electrical waves produced in the nerve cells of the brain are amplified and recorded on paper through this instrument. Summarizing the video lecture, the functions of the various parts of the brain are as follows. Cerebrum, it is the seat of mental abilities, controls thinking, memory, reasoning, perception, emotions, and speech. Also, it interprets sensation and responds to cold, heat, pain, and pressure. Next is Diaencephalon. It is the relay center of sensory impulses such as pain, temperature, and light. It is the reflex center for muscular activities. Also, it is the center for certain emotions such as anger. It is the center for water balance, blood pressure, body temperature, sleep, and hunger. The hypothalamus controls the pituitary gland, which functions as the master gland. Then the midbrain. It relays motor impulses from the cerebral cortex to the pons and spinal cord and relays sensory impulses from the spinal cord to the thalamus. Next is cerebellum. It maintains posture, equilibrium, and muscle tone. Also, it coordinates voluntary movement initiated by cerebrum. Then, pons. It transmits impulses from one side of cerebellum to the other, and together with medulla, it controls breathing. Last one is medulla oblongata. It contains center for cardiac, respiratory and vasomotor activities. It also coordinates reflexes like swallowing, coughing, sneezing and vomiting. So this was all for today's video lecture. Hope you all have enjoyed the video lecture and understood the concept properly. In my upcoming video lecture, I will discuss about the other part of the central nervous system, that is spinal cord. Till then, keep watching to the videos of edupediaworld.com. Have a wonderful day ahead.